Hello everybody, this is Mateo. I'm finally back again, but this time for real because it's summer break finally. You know, I was planning on actually going for a month or two strong before summer break even happened, but then things like IB and AP tests happened. So not only was I super busy studying for all of those, but I also ended up missing a month of school. Normal classes, mind you, because I had to go sit in on those tests instead of actually being class, because of course they had to happen during the school day. And so, yeah, that was kind of really terrible, but I got through them all. I think I did pretty well on all of them. I mean, I certainly passed at the very least, but maybe not exceptionally well, but, you know, passing's passing. So that's that. So, but hey, I'm finally here. It's summer break. I have barely any responsibilities other than doing some setup things for college, I have to take this math placement test or whatever. That's one thing, and then there's also just fees, room setup, and whatnot. So it's gonna be, there's a little bit of stuff here and there, but it's not gonna be nearly as much as what it was before. Anyways, that little vlog bit out of the way, actually there's a little bit more vlog stuff. I'm also planning on re-recording part 10 of Pikmin, for those of you who've forgotten, which is pretty much everybody at this point because it's been so long. I accidentally lost part 10 because the recording failed on me, and so I have to go re-record that part. But then the thing is, all the other parts are going to be recorded 3 or 4 months ago now, but then that part's going to be brand new, so it's going to be a little bit weird, but I don't think I talked about any real life stuff or stuff that would be extremely dated at this point, so I'm just gonna go with that, because I already had it recorded and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just gonna re-record part 10 and whatnot. Also, we have a brand new enemy finally, the White Dragon. It has the boss music, which is really weird. It's probably a really strong enemy, so just gotta figure out what to do. It's White Dragon, so it probably has Holy Elemental on it. I'm gonna try Aura again, although to this day I still don't know what it does. In fact, I'm going to look up what it does, because I have no idea. It never, as far as I know, it hasn't appeared in any other Final Fantasy games. No, not 3, 2 Aura. Except for maybe Final Fantasy 3, the actual Final Fantasy 3. Okay. Oh, apparently it's in Final... Oh yeah, it is in Final Fantasy 8, but it actually does something then. That adds elements to physical attacks depending on its level. What? Aura adds the following effects per success. Extra damage versus magic beasts, versus aquatic, versus earth, giants, spellcasters, dragons, werebeasts. The spell is bugged in the NES version, of course it is, as it does not grant its extra bonus at level 8. Okay. So basically, if you use it, and you use Aura level 3, then your attacks will do more damage against earth-type monsters. Well, that seems kinda useless. Alright. So I guess I was kinda right when I guessed, oh yeah, it'll, raise your attack, but only against certain things. And it's also in Final Fantasy 3, it's... Okay. So it's kinda like haste or whatever. And then Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, 11, oh my god. 13-2, Type 0. It's in a lot of games, actually. Okay, never mind. Okay, well, there's Aura for you. Pretty useless in this game. Also, by the way, Minwu just... Excellent timing. Minwu just broke the seal on Ultima. And, well, it looks like it might have cost him his life. He must take Ultima. He was meant to do this, he says. And, well... There he goes. Flipping out of existence like every single other RPG person when they die, just disappears. Alright, we nod our heads, that was quick. Let's go grab Ultima. However, there's these 4 other crystals which the very first time that I played this game, I didn't talk to these guys, I thought it was just decoration. But no, they actually give you stat increases to become more powerful, and it's like, well, that would have been super helpful the first time I played this game. Like, holy crap, I'm not sure if it gives it to all your party members or just one of them. But it is certainly helpful. And I don't know if they do only give it to one of them, I'm not sure if it's random or what. But either way, huge stat increases, so not only do we get Ultima, but we get more powerful as well. So thanks a lot, Minwu. Okay, so we get Earth, Spirit increases, okay. And then finally there's Ultima in the middle there. So let's just go ahead and grab that, checking out the stats and everything. Furion, not all too smart, neither is Guy with only 11. And then, yeah, but he's got a lot of strength, so that's that. And then there's Rickard. So I don't know, I didn't check the stats beforehand, probably should've, but you know, whatever. We got more stats is basically the gist of it. And we get the ultimate magic, which is Ultima, appropriately named. Okay, we get our teleport out of here, and with that we have finally completed the Mysidia Tower, the Tower of Mysidia, whatever you want to call it. So now that we've gotten Ultima, we can take the fight to the Emperor's front door, I believe. I mean, it was believed that we needed Ultima in order to beat the Emperor. So yeah, that's good. It's been like 5 or 6 months since I've recorded this. Final Fantasy II, out of the ones that I've played, is probably the one that I know the least, in terms of the story and everything, because I've only played it through it one other time, whereas all the other ones I've played through, like, at least twice. Aside from 7 and 8, but 7, 8, and 8's more memorable. Also, we have a Salamander, they're fire type, so use ice attacks, and they die real quickly. They have a Stone Gaze attack, I'm sure, but you beat them up enough, they'll just die. Also, this desync, holy crap. I thought I was having Virtual Dub fix that, but apparently it's not doing a very good job. Oh well. So here we are back in Mysidia, we gotta rest up and heal up and whatnot. Okay. But yeah, so anyways, like I was saying, all the other Final Fantasy games I've played at least like twice. Except for 7 and 8, which I played once, but those are more memorable in terms of the story and whatnot. So I don't really remember Final Fantasy II as well as I remember all the other ones. This is honestly probably my least favorite Final Fantasy of the main series. So yeah. I mean, it's definitely dated. The story is NES quality, so there's that. The level up system's kinda meh. I'm not a huge fan of needing to micromanage the stats or whatever. I mean, it's a good idea, but the way that they implemented it in this game, not the best way to do it, I think. I think Final Fantasy VIII did a really good job with micromanaging the stats or whatever of your characters. That was a good way to do it, but this one where you need to, like, get hit X amount of times to gain more HP or whatever seems kind of counterintuitive. Anyways, that little rant about Final Fantasy II out of the way. We have Pit Fiends, which cast fire, and... oh no, the Salamanders cast Blaze. I was gonna say, why do they have fire and Blaze? Oh well, so they have magical attacks, they take a long time. I don't think they have a lot of HP, so they'll be pretty quick to kill. And this is still a 100% Bestiary run, so... still working on that and fighting the Pit Fiends to add to the Bestiary. We are getting kind of close to the end here, honestly. It's a very short game. It was originally made for the NES, so it's pretty short. We're only on part 16, and yet we're really close to the end of the main story, that is. Just like Final Fantasy I, they added in a post-game for the advanced version. And it's... I would warrant to say that it's larger than the post-game in the first one. Also, we're just gonna go ahead and give Maria Ultima. The thing about Ultima is that you get it very late in the game, and if you really want it to be useful, you have to level it up, just like you have to level up any other spell. But the thing is, to level it up, you need to constantly use it in battle, and since we're so close to the end of the game, unless you're actively like grinding it up, you're not going to fight enough battles to be able to use it and make it really useful. So it kind of comes in way too late, and it's not really the ultimate spell that they make you think it is. Especially if you play like me and you just spam like physical attacks all the time. Yeah, it's not gonna do a whole lot, but we're just gonna try Ultima right now because we have a whole bunch of enemies right here, so we can get some split damage going and like damage them all a little bit. But it's only gonna be like, I don't know, like level 3 by this point, depending on how much I've spammed it. So we'll see how well it works. Good. Oh, it's level 1. Yeah, this is gonna go really well. I mean, it's really cool looking, and it looks like it'd do a lot, but then... Oh yeah, 47. That's cool. This is what Minwu gave his life up for. This is what we traveled up that entire tower for. Yeah, so if they had made it, like, it gives you a boost, it just has, like, a damage multiplier of, like, I don't know, 50 or 20 or whatever. So that it would actually, 50 would be way too high, maybe like 10 or 20. Then it would actually be useful just to give it like a natural multiplier to be more powerful. But as it is, it's just way too weak, you get it way too late. Like 184. Okay, that's nothing. We could have gotten more than that with a physical attack from her. So yeah, Ultima's not too Ultima in this game, I'm afraid to say. Minwu, your sacrifice was in vain, but we had to do it for the story, so that's that. Anyways, a whole bunch of new enemies that we've been fighting around the Mysidia area. Great Marlboros, I think they have their bad breath attack in this game. It might have been introduced later, I don't know. Scissor Jaws, they physically attack and stuff, I think. There was a Hectize earlier that can confuse you, which is kind of annoying. Confusion is honestly probably the worst status effect. I'd almost say in any RPG game, because I mean, like, your characters are so powerful compared to the enemies, and if they confuse one of your guys, not only are they not acting, but they're attacking your party members, and it's just like, oh yeah, here's 1,000 damage, whereas the enemy would only do 100 damage to you. It's kind of really terrible. So yeah, there's that. Ultima looking different now that we've leveled it up a bit, but it's still not doing a whole lot. It's level 4 now. We got the light, and then freaking Starstorm or whatever, and oh yeah, 178, that's about what it was doing before. Thanks, Ultima! So now in the desert we have the sandworm that I think I missed earlier. Still spamming Ultima, hoping to level it up for it to actually be useful, but I'm afraid it's just not gonna happen, guys. Like, you really have to sit down for a couple hours and just spam Ultima to make it good. Like, I cannot stress how bad Ultima is. I'm sure I'm gonna get somebody that tells me, like, oh yeah, if you get it up to, like, level 7 or whatever, it'll be godlike, but, I mean, that just seems like way too much work for what it is. In my opinion, especially when we have physical attacks that are consistent and do a whole bunch of damage anyways. Also, gigantic freaking tornado just there. So let's go ahead to Castle Finn, the place where we set up shop after we took it back from the Emperor. Let's go ahead and talk to Queen Hilda. Good thing her name popped up because I completely forgot what it was. So yeah, there's that cyclone out there. Let's go ahead and ask her about the cyclone. Okay, so the Emperor is controlling it. It seems like he has some serious magical abilities. Let's go ahead and talk to Gordon. I want to say his name was Gordon. Or Scott. Which one was he? Can I talk to people, maybe? Okay, we already learned that. Let's go ahead and ask her about Wyverns. Okay, so we can call Wyverns from the Castle Mirror? Alright, let's not talk to Gordon/Scott then. I'm pretty sure he's Gordon and Scott's the dead one. But we'll figure that out later. Anyways, so that Castle Mirror, I do believe that we accidentally stumbled upon it earlier. So now it's just a matter of finding it again, which I think it's up in this tower. Up this way. in the store. Yep, here we are. Castle mirror right there. Not a ripple of imperfection. Mars on the surface of this mirror. Alright then. So we have a pendant apparently. Pendant, yes, so hold it up and that'll give us a Wyvern somehow. Sure. So... oh, gives us a Wyvern egg. I believe that this is the Wyvern egg that we put in the water earlier. It finally hatched. Now we're calling the Wyvern through the mirror. Yeah. No, we don't call it through the mirror. That's what causes the egg to hatch. Apparently it has some, like, cellular connection with the mirror, and then we basically just phone call the Wyvern, like, phone call, and then the egg hatched upon receiving that phone call, and now he's speeding over to where we are, and he just broke through the ceiling or something. That's cool. Have fun repairing that, Queen Hilda. And Rickard's all happy because he's seeing a Wyvern, having thought that they were all dead. And there was that one that was sick, but we put its egg in the spring or whatever to hatch it. And then just goes crashing through the wall after that, because, you know, more destruction, more destruction. Who cares? We don't have to fix it. Alright. So now that we have that Wyvern, we can head into the Cyclone, which is apparently where the Emperor is hanging out, and we can go beat him up and stuff, and make him pay for all the destruction. Okay, so I think some people are talking about the Cyclone or whatever. I honestly wasn't paying attention. But here we have Finn. Man, it's been a really long time since this place was being held up by a bunch of Black Knights and whatnot. Okay, so we have this guy, Paul. How can we fight a Cyclone? You punch it enough, just like everything else in this game. Try feeling around the wall under my bed. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. Right there? Oh, look at that, a whole bunch of treasures. Ruby Cuirass, Black Garb, Thief's Gloves, Gold Cuirass, Gold Hairpin, a whole bunch of equipment, an elixir, and a blood sword, which is a very powerful weapon. I believe that we could have gotten one in the Tropical Isle, I want to say it was, around the time, the really maze-like isle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the Tropical Isle, but it's in a hidden passageway somewhere. Now, it makes it look like it's gonna drop your attack, but the thing about the blood sword is that it's based off of the enemy's HP, I believe. So the more HP the enemy has, the more damage it'll do. And so that'll end up being very powerful. I don't think I used it right now because I was kind of off-put by it saying like, oh, it's gonna do less damage. But eventually I figure it out or I look it up or something, because I remember people saying in Final Fantasy II the blood sword is really good. But I see that drop of like 60 attack power or whatever, and I'm like, how is this really good? Alright, I'll keep it for now and like try to look into it later. So we have a whole bunch of status effects. Oh my god, 5 auras. We have a whole bunch of status effects, spells, or tomes, or whatever you want to call them, and a whole bunch of other equipment that we're never going to use. So let's just go ahead and sell everything, because, you know, we don't have enough money already. I mean, 790,000. You know, whatever. It's still not enough. We're going on an adventure. We gotta be able to pay for stuff somehow. Flamelands, a whole bunch of old stuff, and then we have all of our other things, and then more tomes and more. Oh my god. Silver Cuirass, selling for nothing. Power Vest, selling for nothing. Blood Sword sells for a bit, but I'm gonna keep it for now, because I remember people saying it's really good. I just felt like I had to, like, look into it a bit more before I actually used it. And, like, you know, maybe it was really good in the NES version, but in the GBA version it was kind of super nerfed. Or something like that. I do know, of course, that it'll, like, give you more HP based on how much damage you do to the enemy, so I thought it had to do with that, and maybe they, like, made it so you only get a percentage of the HP back or whatever. Basically, I had to do some research before I honestly used it. Okay, and let's just walk into the Cyclone, and suddenly the Wyvern picks us up, and we go in. Yep. Man, look at those GBA graphics. But with that, we are pretty much at the end of this part. In the next part, we will explore The Emperor's Fortress. Oh my god, that is a tower. Oh boy, this is gonna be great. I'll see you all then. Goodbye.